Yo, we're live. The last Comcast stream ever, believe it or not. We're gonna have 5 gig fiber optic by the end of today. Let's go. The biggest stuff going on today: the largest buyer of Bitcoin maybe ever, and at minimum over the last few years, and certainly during the bear market. Strategy had their earnings call yesterday where they made an announcement that very much shocked everyone. You're going to see a lot of articles about it. You're going to see many, told you so's. You're going to see people running away with it. And so I wanted to address the elephant in the room right away. Michael Saylor, Strategy, saying that in order to provide yield, there may be times where they will sell Bitcoin. I know. He said he would never sell. It does go against a lot of the rhetoric we've heard from Saylor, and to me, that's the most abrasive part of the whole situation. When you look at it, in no way is it a commitment or even suggesting that they're going to dump their Bitcoin holdings. That, say if price goes down, that they will liquidate or sell or whatever. Their statement was totally dependent on providing that yield. I don't think this shocks a lot of people. Many people who are familiar with the mechanics kind of at play with Strategy, STR, whatever the different tickers are, were kind of wondering where this yield would come from. Obviously, new investment, but sustainably long-term. Bitcoin was probably the answer they were always looking at. So one of the important things to note before we even jump into it is it was not a suggestion that they would ever panic sell or that they would sell because price goes down, etc., liquidation, etc. It was to do with yields. This is a different concept. It's not like emotionally driven. It's not the catastrophic event that would be Strategy saying, oh yeah, Bitcoin goes under 50K, we'll sell our Bitcoin. Like nothing like that. But it is a deviation from what we've heard Saylor say over and over and over and over and over. I'll throw in one more and over again. It does not feel good. It's really, Saylor seemed to be the last bull standing for a while, maybe up until recently. The confidence that Strategy eluded, making billion-dollar buys, multiple billion-dollar buys down here in the 60 to 75K range, was a bright torch that kept hope moving, in my opinion, and through my eyes. To say that there are potentially scenarios where they will sell some Bitcoin hurts. It shows, or it feels like a crack in a dam, right? But I don't think it's that big of a deal. Likely this was always on the table anyway. They just didn't say it. And I'll get into the real points of it. Let's look at it this way. Saylor has bought Bitcoin. Strategy has bought Bitcoin, I believe, since 1920, like back here. They have bought all the way up into all-time highs, all the way down to bear market bottoms, all the way up to all-time highs, and all the way down to recent lows again. Undeterred by price action. Over this period of time since February, we have seen some of the biggest buys, which was awesome. I brought this up many times. It's really confidence boosting. It is assuring, comforting to see these big orders fill, like billions of dollars at prices where people were panicking, absolutely panicking. And let's look at this through the reality scope here. They bought throughout all this time, and we saw some of the most diminished returns on our all-time high ever. Price continued to dump throughout billion-dollar buys from 125,000 all the way down to 60K. Like, it continued to dump through these. So Saylor buying basically led to dumping. And now, on this earnings calls announcement, while we were already in a beautiful uptrend, we've been talking about this for the last few streams, last few weeks. We're in a beautiful uptrend, but that call was yesterday, and Bitcoin actually pumped the announcement. Basically, closed yesterday green. Today, we've hit a higher high. The market doesn't seem to care. This makes no sense to me in any way. You would assume intuitively that there'd be some panic. Perhaps there was just really no loose fruit left to shake. Maybe there was really no kind of weak hands in this zone that would be deterred by Saylor's comments, right? I feel like the people most impacted by it, or that feel the most impacted by it, are likely people who have been sidelined for a while. Let's be real. Maybe even since 23 or 20, whatever, right? The whole rally. Market doesn't seem to care. I don't know how to make any sense of that. That's gibberish. It's gibberish. But let me see. The quote was, we will probably sell, I'm reading this, we'll probably sell some Bitcoin to fund a dividend just to inoculate the market. Just to send the message that we did it. Ooh, I didn't even know he said that. I don't like that. Why? I guess to test the waters. He framed it as, you buy Bitcoin with credit, you let it appreciate, and then you sell Bitcoin to pay the dividend. He compared it to a real estate developer selling land at a profit. Here we go. ChatGPT, not a retreat, but an active capital management. God, ChatGPT, you can just tell every sentence it writes because it phrases it that way. CEO Feng Li said, and I actually learned on this earnings call that Saylor isn't the CEO of strategy. What? Okay. CEO Feng Li, because he's the CEO. We will sell Bitcoin when it's advantageous to the company. We are not going to sit back and just say we will never sell the Bitcoin. We want to be net aggregators of Bitcoin, increasing our total Bitcoin, but more importantly, increasing our Bitcoin per share. Sales would only happen if they are accretive, meaning help to grow their Bitcoin holdings overall per share. They emphasize that they expect to remain net buyers of Bitcoin long term. Basically, looking to be net positive on their Bitcoin holdings every quarter indefinitely. For years to come, I believe is what they said. I think in that statement, they also said, even if Bitcoin dropped to 8K, I like how they now said 8K, they would just refinance their debt instead of selling. So there are some comforting elements there, but certainly it hits hard. It hits not good. And a place where we really have weakness, and we have felt weakness for months. We have felt pessimistic, a lack of optimism. The change in rhetoric here from one of the final or last standing sources of bullishness, not what we were hoping for, right? The timing as well could not be weirder. Looking at the Bitcoin chart, we're finally at a meaningful point. And I say this because we have recovered beautifully since the fall in February from this year. We've retraced meaningfully. We have retaken even November's low that was support. Resistance was eaten through. We're closing candles higher. And you're going to come out and say this right here? Now, thank God it didn't nuke the market. But, like, that timing seems really, really bad, right? Is it just me? Or does that seem like the stupidest timing ever? I don't know. I have been at odds with some of their decisions in the past, mostly when they buy Bitcoin. Mostly when they buy Bitcoin. And this one just seems weird. It just seems odd to me. I don't know. Maybe you guys have some explanations or you have some thoughts about it. I'm going to read the chat in a sec. Let me finish my thoughts on this and I'll look over there. Saylor. One thing to note. I have long complained that it should be impossible to keep buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin and not move market price. Everyone says, but Tom, OTC. Yeah, I know. OTC. So let's take that other side of the coin that if they do sell Bitcoin, which honestly, judging by their statements, seems like they certainly will sell some amount of Bitcoin, even if it's like, $1 million or something comparatively insignificant. It again then would be OTC. I do not see Saylor and Strategy selling market and buying OTC. That's just me. That's my opinion. There's one more big thing. What was it? All other markets are going insane. Bitcoin still rebounding nicely. We're going to jump into the chart here. Not a lot of important things happening today, but let me see. Next week on Monday, we're going to have the Fed chair nomination vote. That's going to be big. On the 14th, we have the FOMC financial stability report, which is tentative. I wonder if Powell, because it's May 14th, I wonder if Powell will be the one hosting that. That could be the final chirpowing. We're gonna find out together, I suppose. Okay, let me pull up the chat. I still have more to talk about, but what do you guys think about this Sailor thing? How did I miss anything? Am I off base? I think that I hit it pretty well. The vibe of it is worse than the reality of it, but the vibe was pretty important. Yeah, Waffles, don't worry, we're definitely gonna jump into a lot of the TradFi charts today, especially because Bitcoin's not moving. There are a lot of TradFi charts that are AI specifically. So Hut, yes, people were asking about Hut earlier. Hut, Wolf, Iron. What's up, Corn Sullied? Ledger, others. So that reminds me, Corn, that there could be a side of this that I don't usually jump to. When people make what seems like bad decisions, we in the recent era love to say, oh, it's a high IQ play. And there is that like potential that this was a high IQ play, that Sailor had some kind of other alternative motives, looking to find liquidity on shorts or something. I mean, by all logic, it should have been a short opportunity, right? I don't know if I want to go down that road or if I think that road is like honestly reasonable, but it's not out of the question. What's up, Moggy Games? I was just thinking about you, Moggy. I was just thinking about you like last week. I was like, I haven't seen Moggy in a while. I hope she's doing all right. Hope you're doing well, darling. Crypto adoption coming says Sailor is a government plant. I don't know about that. Well, I don't know, maybe. I don't think so. Sailor has been around a long time doing really similar stuff. So if he's a government plant, the trails run deep. What's up, Shrink Tech? What a morning. Yeah, dude, I woke up this morning. Yesterday was a beautiful day. It was like 85 degrees. I spent all day outside in the sun. Felt awesome, right? There's like dopamine, serotonin everywhere. And I woke up this morning. My first thought before I opened my eyes was, I can't wait to go out in the sun. Can't wait to go out in the sun on my walk to the gym today and soak it in. And I woke up and it was raining and I just felt so groggy and crappy. I had such a hard time getting just like awake and moving today. And by the time we went live, like so much of the spiciness has already passed. I do think if Bitcoin continues to rally and markets continue to top all-time highs and stay very exciting, and we see some interest return, I likely will begin streaming, at least while it's, heating up and spicy. 5 days a week. We'll go to like weekdays, and maybe I'll even stream earlier. Maybe we'll try to get in more towards market open. We'll see. TBD. Lounge Gaming, he wants to go lower so he can buy at better prices. I don't know about that. That is the hopium that we always hear when price goes down. Government, ETF, Sailor, they want it lower to buy. I said they bought a lot. Skrillex, is this Skrillex? Oh crap, that was an Excision video. There's probably some Skrillex mixed in here. This is just a mix of random songs. We're gonna get hit with the old copyright claims here on this stream. It is what it is. I want music today. What's up, my man? What's up, Adam? Who else is here? David, how you doing, man? We're going to 40K cryptomyosis. It's not out of the question. I mean, we haven't gotten to a place where I feel comfortable saying we have truly left this behind. But in the same way, I'm not ready to say that because of the chart. I'm also not ready to say that this rally is over yet because of this chart. Just have to see some weakness here. If price rejects savagely back in January, then we're just right back to where we were, right? But there's always that glimmer of hope, and I'm gonna hold out on it. I fully expect that we'll see lower than 60K, only because we've never seen a cycle. We've never seen a bear market where that wouldn't be true, or anything even close. But the world is changing, things are shifting all the time. Eventually patterns break, so I'm here for it. What's up, Mark? Perla. Just a Folly Beach SC for the weekend. South Carolina for, it's spring break over now, actually. What's up, man? How was that? It was deep. I need to get to the beach, brother. Strategy is more than a Bitcoin holder. It's a software company too, right? Well, Strategy is a software company. But honestly, it's just like, it's almost irrelevant. Like their revenue and stuff, it's like irrelevant to their business at this point. Oh yeah, that was the one thing I missed about the whole article. So on the earnings calls, Strategy posted, I believe, the single largest one quarter loss ever. It was like 12 billion. If Bitcoin continues to like if Bitcoin rallies into Q2 and like closes high in Q2, and then like even if it dumps after that in Q3, but if it closes up in Q2, they'll have probably the single largest profitable gain in a quarter. Then it's all relative. You think Saylor thinks he's outsmarted the government and outsmarted other big money, but he's too diehard. He is. I mean, he did something kind of reminiscent of what he's doing now back in the .com era. Think they want to take him out? Could be. There's absolutely validity to wondering what, whatever dream numbers we have on Bitcoin, what that could look like if there is an entity like Strategy holding such a big supply. Like, even if they never sold it, it really is logical to question what kind of, like, how that could even work, right? Say, like, Bitcoin goes to 1 million, like Saylor says. I mean, I don't know why I roll my eyes. I think Bitcoin's going to 1 million. Not today. Probably not tomorrow either. But let's say it goes to 1 million. Let's say they have 800,000 Bitcoin. I don't know the real number. And at 1 million a coin, that's $800 billion market cap. I guess like Strategy could have an $800 billion market cap. I for some reason thought it'd be like trillions and trillions, but and it's market cap NAV or whatever. That could be. I guess that could happen. I guess. Did I do that math wrong? That seems low. That's 1 million times 1 million. Times 1 million. Hold up. 1 million times 1 million is million, billion, trillion. Okay. That math was right. Let me see. Oh, cryptomyalysis. If we have the exact repeat of all the other bear markets we've seen, 30 to 40K, spot on. Play out perfectly. All the back testing would agree with that. Can you get my thoughts on Dog, the Bitcoin meme coin chart lounge? Yeah, but we got some other stuff to look at first here. You got to remind me a little bit. Strategy looking at selling in the future to acquire other companies or data centers, perhaps. I mean, they said it's to cover yield, so. What's up, Sheppy? Good to see you, bro. You just got here? Why did I start, Wolf? Bro, you were late. You were late. I waited on you, brother. All right, we got to look at some AI and stuff. I wanted more opinions on the Saylor thing. I think we're going to see this like really just like blown out of the water news-wise. I think this is going to get spammed everywhere. I look handsome. Oh, Alexandra G. Make me blush. Thank you, darling. Appreciate you jumping in here. What's up, Phil? Aliens coming back. Aliens coming back for their cheap Bitcoin. I'll take it. All right. Well, I guess if you don't have your comments on volume. Volume in crypto is just such a tricky concept in general. Apradogged. Volume as a concept in general is basically just shows you agreement on price, shows you validity to movements, shows you, when you achieve a price on high volume, typically that means the market agrees, or that's the value of it. On low volume, you typically look for moves to be like fake outs or squeezes. In crypto, volume is a beast. It's very difficult to incorporate volume into trading in crypto, in my opinion. I can talk about them more later, but we got to check out some charts here. Also want to check out, we haven't looked at any charts. I've just been talking. Got to look at some AI charts. What, Micron, ScanDisk, 𝐒𝐳, Wool. What else we got? USO, Brent. Dude, Brent looks okay. Brent looks okay, but US oil looks rough. Brent had a crazy rejection here. I guess because what? Like now did we win the war? I have a feeling we won the war and the Straits open now. None of this makes sense. Had a pretty crazy rejection after breaking a new yearly high, but Brent is okay. I'm not worried about Brent. Brent's fine. Brent is still painting higher lows. It's still not only testing resistance, it's actually eating through resistance on these tests. We had this beautiful higher low breakout. This is still a higher low. We're still at a higher low after a test. This is still great. You know, this is still looking for all-time highs, in my opinion. U.S. oil, we'll say that's invalidated below like 90, but U.S. oil, and I cannot tell you why. I guess I don't understand the relationship. I understand the definitions of these things, but I don't get how they would be this different. I don't get how their charts would be so different. U.S. oil looks crap. Looks crappy, dude. It failed the retest of the high. 1, 2, now 3 lower highs. Your lows have... Structure was broken a little bit, but you still held on barely. Now you've rejected again. Like, U.S. oil looks weaker. I think U.S. oil looks like crap, but I think Brent looks fine. Like, if I didn't know this chart existed, I'd probably be okay with like a scalp long on Brent right now. You sent a super sticker. It did not come through. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate your super sticker. I guess he like doesn't... I don't know how those work. When I go to viewer activity, I see a black cat. Thank you, dude. Thank you, sir. But U.S. oil, yeah, I don't get it. This is probably the biggest chart, the other biggest elephant in the room. U.S. oil is just massively suppressed. I guess so. I guess so, but I'm a firm believer that suppressing charts just kicks the can down the road. And, you know, they still suffer the same fate. It just takes longer, and then usually it's actually a worse fate. It's like a stronger reaction when it happens. You got a ton of crude. Yeah, but crude, like, I don't know. I don't know. Oil is such a weird thing, man. With like capacity to create oil. I say create, but you guys know I don't mean create. But like create oil, and then the capacity to like refine oil, and the capacity to hold oil. There's all these kind of moving parts of like its current valuation. It's weird. It's weird. It's an odd market, and with whatever let's say it's a war. It's a war. The war going on in Iran, it is probably the silliest thing to trade. Honestly, it's probably the silliest thing. We will never know. Face this reality, and then we'll get into the charts. Face this reality. The war in Iran, this isn't hypothetical. The war in Iran could be over right now, and we just wouldn't know. Trump would say it's over. He would say we won, but we've already heard that a million times. Like, we won't know. Once it is over, we won't know, because we've heard it's over a million times. When it actually is over, we just won't know. And Iran Iran could be like, yeah, it's over, but like we can't trust their government either. Their government, we love their trolling. Their trolling is top tier, but their government is like probably on par, or maybe one of the few governments actually putting out more misinformation than ours. So we have two just uncredible actors telling us what's happening in this conflict, and we just won't know. It's a really weird scenario to be in. Really weird scenario to be in. Fertilizer, yeah, Alex Prince, of course. Nitrogen in the soil, dude. Fossil fuels, you guys know I'm a massive supporter of renewables. Solar, wind, if you can get wind to work. Tidal, if you can get tidal to work. Solar mostly, and nuclear. If I would replace all fossil fuel energy generation with those things if I could snap and change the world. That's the direction I think we should go in anyway. But I'm not a fool. Even if we did that, our relationship with oil and fossil fuels would not be over. We use them fundamentally in almost everything we do. And one of the biggest things people sleep on and don't understand is that our entire agricultural system depends on fossil fuel. Not to power the tractors, not to turn the lights on or whatever. Literally to replace nitrogen. In our soil, we use fossil fuel. Fertilizer. We need it. We don't farm sustainably. Agriculture in the US is not like sustainably done. That's why it demands it. There's just so many different facets. There's so many interwoven threads there. I'm not a fool. Yeah, with prices up and it's planting season, I was reading that, I don't want to quote a number because it's probably not right, but it's saying like 50% of farmers are looking at not planting crops or having like a meaningfully reduced crop because they just can't afford, per acre, it's not profitable for them to plant. Last little bit before I move on, I'm ranting. That's why I've always said how stupid ethanol is. Ethanol is the single stupidest thing we've ever done, and it operates based on like us being stupid and accepting it. In order to grow the corn, you need fossil fuels. The corn that they make ethanol out of. You need to use fossil fuel. You put that fossil fuel in the ground as fertilizer. The corn grows, and then we turn that corn into fuel. But we're not netting more. Like we're not like netting extra, like at all. It's just so silly. It's the silliest. Anyway, moving on. What's up, Queen? How you doing? Wayne, how you doing, man? Ace of Hearts, my guy. Randy, that's why you 100% won't trade oil right now. That's a good idea. Who else is here? We're going to jump into a bunch of charts because there's a bunch of charts worth looking at. USJPY is probably the biggest chart in the room today. There are many others. A lot of AI takers taking off. We're going to look at those. Really quick, I want to know if you're here. Say hello in the chat. Let me shout you out. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Hit the like button. I haven't shilled anything at all. Sign up with our exchange partners, BYDeFi, FEMX. Links pinned to the top of the chat and in the description below. We're just starting. We're starting up. Say hello. Who's here? We got to get these streams moving. I wish I'd gone live earlier, man. If I had, it'd have been much more spicy. Hey, what's up, Veiled Sage? Oh, I have an ingrown hair. I got my hair cut. Caramel popcorn. Caramel popcorn has been canceled. It's been canceled until morale improves. Until morale improves. You're a smart man. Thank you, Lounge. Thank you. Fartcoin. What's up, Martin? Chris? Lurker, #1. Ross Smith. Yeah. Have I seen it? Maybe. Your name, that username's a little generic. Yeah, you've been here before. I was like, it looks familiar. Who else? Omniscent. What's up, brother? Veiled Sage. I got that one. Nimoy. Always Adam. Doi. Hokai. 𝐬𝐿 But, dude, I got it. Lined up. We got charts to look at, man. 𝐬𝐿. Actually, this is 𝐬𝐿 BTC, and this is the real sauce. We'll take a look at that in just a bit. I haven't done any analysis. I've just been shooting the shit. USJPY is so important. SPX, it's like, I hate repeating myself, and literally SPX is just like, oh, all-time high. We'll get some upside targets there. What was it? HUT, the ex-Bitcoin miner, pivoted to AI. Pivoted to AI, where you at? HUT making a move. Take a look at HUT. What else was there? Smash the buttons. What's up, Nature? SPX 7500. Yes, that's where we're heading. But more to come. What else is here? Alex Prince. Crypto Mio Analysis, of course. Thank you, man. Appreciate you being here. Dino Mike, what's good, bro? Esp Element, Flajutabus, God, Johnny Crypto, Lounge Gaming. Make sure I didn't miss anybody. I think I got everybody. It's a quiet time. Hard times. But we're pushing through. WorldCoin, ew. Alright. Ew. Gross. I was playing. Really quick, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's week just keeps getting better. Guys, we've broken the downtrend. We've backtested the downtrend. We've closed above our previous low VWAP. The all-time high VWAP for Bitcoin sits, you know it, right around 84,000. Right around 84,000. We do have a poll going. Vote in that poll. Let's see. Do I see Monero? I have not checked Monero. Is Monero moving? Don't you get my hopes up? I sold some Monero at all-time high, but I kept the rest of it. I didn't like panic sell it lower. Bitcoin will pub 2. The top is in about 35%. 84K, 36%. So 70% of us not looking too high. Rational, reasonable. 13%, 100K. It's not off the table. All-time highs, baby. 16%. I love it. That's the one I pick if I get to choose. You love it because we hate it. Get it, Queen. This is like tulips, which is like tulips, Mayor. I mean, yeah, tulips were also a plant that decayed over time. Had no like, you know, they weren't technology. They weren't they weren't anything. They're just a plant. So I mean, there's probably reasonably, right? If we're gonna be reasonable, gentlemen, some differences. Bitcoin also Bitcoin also now what? 17 years in. Holy shit, we're gonna come up on 20 here. 16, 17 years, 16 years in, and still just growing in value all the time. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Welcome to your opinion, though. What's up, Ezo? Jay said all sevens. What's up? Loco for crypto. What's up, brother? BBB, Bed Bath & Beyond. All right. What else? We've got a lot of charts to look at. Bed Bath and a store I've honestly, I don't think I've been in a Bed Bath & Beyond since I was like, I don't know, like maybe like early high school, like a very long time ago. What are the AI ones that we're looking at? You guys sent me more tickers, but I forgot. Bitcoin's that's like crypto's technology? Yeah. Yeah. Well, cryptography is what Bitcoin, the technology, is built on. And yes, Bitcoin is the technology. But yeah, one thing you're simplifying that you like, I'm being legit here. One thing you're oversimplifying with that statement is the network. Bitcoin is also a network, and the network is arguably the valuable part of it. But we'll come back. We'll come back to these ideas. I welcome all kinds of thoughts, man. I can only tell you what I believe. I don't know why we're looking at Bed Bath & Beyond. We have things going nuts. I mean, this reasonably could have a crazy run at some point. But let's go. Isn't Hashgraph better? I mean, dude, the technology, right? It's a conversation I could talk about all day. Monero, yes. I don't really want to look at Bed Bath & Beyond. It's not very exciting. It kind of looks like it will be, though. Not too far future. Ooh. 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 You guys saw me slay this freaking coin. Yeah, we'll look at this. Monero making some ground. What were the AI ones? NVIDIA, yeah, I got NVIDIA. SanDisk is already pulled up, of course. NVIDIA, will come to you. SanDisk, of course. I know Nimoy's just on cloud 9, bro. Yeah, you're allowed. Dude, Mayor, you are absolutely. I mean, this channel was like built on Bitcoin and trading, but you're allowed to, not see things the way I see it. It's the beauty of this space. It's the value of this community. I think the Bitcoin as a currency thing is like a really limiting belief. I think Bitcoin truly is just something new. I think maybe you can even agree with that. As a technology, it's just something that's never existed. To call it a store of wealth or currency or this and that is like, I understand, because we need to use the words and the concepts that we have in everyday life. It's one of the difficulties with blockchain is we really don't even have vocabulary in kind of everyday normie life to understand it and to describe it. But I think that it is better to view it as it's just something new. It doesn't mean it has to be the biggest or best thing in the world, but like it's something new and different, and it doesn't cleanly fit into any like category that exists simply because of its nature. Its nature is not that of what has existed. All right, for real now. I got to do some charts, man. I've done no charting. Micron. I think I got an alert a little bit ago from Micron. Let's see if that's moved. Oh yeah, Micron, dude, these stocks. No more quantum FUD. Yeah, that washed over fast. Do you guys notice that quantum FUD was like right at the bottom? It always, dude, the FUD, the big news, is always at the bottom. It's always at the peak of bottom. I can't believe that Sailor and them didn't say like, oh yeah, we're gonna sell Bitcoin like at the bottom. That's what's weird is they said it like at a high in an uptrend and we've just continued. I think that's a sign of strength, honestly. Wait. All right, let's get into it. Nice weekly here, shaping up, putting in a 4% gain. RSI coming out. No real changes are going to be here on the weekly. Yesterday's close was clean and good, and we're continuing. All right. I don't even have that much to say about Bitcoin right now. If I was looking for a position on Bitcoin, likely, you guys saw me place my TP Partial TP on my long up at 84. 84 is just a solid spot. You know, we have that VWAP from the all-time high. We have our CME gap there that's been unfilled forever, it feels like. There's a lot of confluence there. It's a good spot. I'm taking some profit off the table there, leaving a little to ride. But that, of course, means you could look to take a short. You could look for a hedge. Looking for a long position, maybe back down at a test of 80.5. See a back test from 84 to 80.5. Maybe you're cooking. 78.7, untested daily resistance. Maybe also another place to look to cook. Let's look at 𝐂𝐶. 𝐂𝐶, I underestimated 𝐂𝐶. I'm going to stand by what I said when we were looking at this last. Wow. I guess it was Monday. So it could have only really been in the low 4s. I made the begrudging call that it would hit 500. Moving past expectations here, this is the big part of 𝐂𝐶 I'm looking at. 𝐂𝐶 has broken December 25's high. That is solid. This is a very nice way to make this move. Now, of course, you have all-time high looming, or not all-time high, sorry, 742, last year's high. We are coming from a very significant higher low. This is a good structure. I will admit, this is much stronger than I expected it to be. It is always hard, especially on moves like this. You know, we have had a total of 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row of green. As this goes on, it's always harder and harder, and I feel, you know, less responsible to like suggest going long, chasing it up 86%. But at this point, having broken December's high, a retest of the previous year's high is looking good at 742. Could happen in one big move, of course. If that does happen, I would honestly expect other alts to really start kicking into gear and seeing some plays around the space. So potentially there are going to be better balls to swing at. TBD. If that doesn't happen, which is usually what I bet on, if we don't see just a massive move, right, in one candle like yesterday, and perhaps even if we do, 386. 386 was our resistance that we beautifully broke through over the last few days. Untested as support. Could be a great spot to look for that trade. Now let's see, does our fib line up? That's about at the 0.5 area. 0.5 retracement, roughly. From your swing low in March. Didn't really line up with much here. Fib's not helping too much there. I honestly, you guys know the way I'd play this. I don't even need to say it. I think you know. I would either look to close long or take profit at 742, or gun to my head, look for that short position, back down to the 500, or potentially that 386 in a worst case scenario. I don't like to long green. I don't like to short red. I like to play the other side, and so that's the only way I'd play it. I know you guys have different risk appetites. A lot of you like to be degenerates. So maybe you're looking for a scalp long. Maybe you're looking to scalp it to 745, 750. I don't think that that's an impossible play. But this is, I gotta be the safety. Gotta play the safeties. Gotta not recommend you guys be insane. Oftentimes this leads to missing the move. But I'd rather miss the boat than board the Titanic. I feel like I've said that a bajillion times. So I can see plays like this. I don't hate it. In the bigger picture, 𝐂𝐶 still has. This is a different one. So technically, 𝐂𝐶 does have much higher all-time highs. Technically, literally. But we may choose to ignore it. It is pretty obvious that 138,000 was never really the price of 𝐂𝐶. This was on a hit BTC. Other exchanges have different numbers. I'm not even sure why I'm using hit BTCs right now. I think it has a lot of history, maybe. Let's look at what What other exchanges existed and would have listed it back then? December 16, very few. Really few. Oh, wow. Yeah, really few. I guess on the ZEC USD index chart on TradingView, we got 30,000. Long story short is we have higher prices it's traded at. So when we look at it from a literal stance, there are potentially sell orders in this space. All-time high wouldn't be achieved until, whether it's 30,000 or higher, doesn't really matter. It's not really super relevant what the specific number is. We would still be below technical resistance. On the index here as well, we see 900. That's likely to come into play on a break of the 750 we saw last year as a resistance. But this chart is weird, man. It is different. It is different. This wick we have in the past chose to ignore these kind of listing wicks. These are weekly candles, so they're a little more meaningful. Usually when we ignore them, it's like for a second, like it traded here and then went all the way down here. I'm sure it only traded super high for a second, but for a few weeks, it really did do some price discovery to the downside, regardless of where you start that measurement from. In 1 week, bar change values, why am I seeing them? If the bar change, it says the bar change values are wrong, but it's not giving me them. Lame. Screw you, TradingView. 1 week it traded down 97%, and then in the week after, so a whole another week of trading, it traded down another 53%. So long story short, there is stuff here. Its exact height is, I don't know, anybody's welcome to take a swing at it. So it's not a typical like break all-time high price discovery chart, but this is still pretty crazy, man. It's still pretty crazy. This higher low is so strong. I will caution that there's, of course, this scenario where we just come on back down. That's what I would typically expect. If we're in a 4-year cycle that's going to repeat like it always has, we're going to like 40, 30K on Bitcoin, like that's what I expect to see ZEC do. But it's interesting. There was a lot of hype back in November, people saying like ZEC is the new Bitcoin, ZEC's replacement, but like just the FOMO retail euphoria bullshit we hear every cycle. So there's going to be a reasonable amount of resistance, a strong resistance up here at this high. We don't typically see that broken during that narrative, during that kind of path it's taken with like the hype and focus on it. Usually we see those things fail to break the high and take that money with them. Usually. I still have ZEC somewhere. Maybe I should find out where. Dig it up. If we break 750, 900, break 900, then, looking for like a double really quickly, 1800. The dollar chart is interesting. I didn't even mean to spend this much time on it, but it is worth looking at right now. I think that in trading in crypto, you should be watching this right now. You have some divergence, obviously, on this low. That higher low is just undeniable and so strong. So strong. RSI's up, dude. This looks like it wants to keep going. I feel as if it will test 750 or very close. I don't know how I feel about it breaking out when I look at the dollar pair. When we look at the Bitcoin pair, though, this is where it gets crazy spicy. I know. You thought it was already spicy. This is where it gets like very intense. The Bitcoin pair is still trucking. Largely mirroring the USD value, but trucking, dude. Back up to that high, very closer to the high from last year than USD. And the kind of exciting part about this is after that high, you have a big gap. You have a really big gap all the way up to like the next resistance, which we just haven't seen rallies like this in a while. It is reminiscent of old fun crypto market, right? On the BTC pair, you can see like we are at kind of the final little resistance here. There's a little blip, but the major retracement 618 right around 015, previous support in 17 there. Like if this plays out, Zach could see like a almost like 100% move, which is wild. It's wild. Provided Bitcoin stays where it's at. If that's like an 80% move, where does this take it from right here? Not as high as I would have expected. About 1,000. 1,000 is always a juicy number. Always a juicy number. The Bitcoin pair is what's selling it for me, though. If it was just the USD pair, I'd be much more skeptical. But with the strength here, man, this is something to look at. Something to be watching. I have an alert set, and if we see the BTC pair break out, that is likely going to be an early warning that the USD pair is going to break that high, and it's going to look to continue. Like, this is wild, dude. Look at that. Bonkers. So few things in crypto have like ever broken this downtrend against Bitcoin. If ZEC does it here and goes meaningfully higher, it will be like one of the first I've ever seen. So I'm watching. I'm keeping my eyes on it. Damn, I spent way long on that. I didn't mean to spend that long on that. You guys got me down in the zone. Monero does look good, but Monero doesn't look as good. You're the only one taking profits on Bitcoin the last few days. I hope you're the only one, because I want to keep going. What's IGV? What's up, Justin King? XMR. Yep, here we go. Ball over. What's up, Foxy? There you are. GM, brother, GM. Justin Irwin. How are you, man? Cavalaria. From flag to raising. Short this. Oh, yeah, it looks like it. People yelling about quantum. Can we check Pepe Sosox? Yes. I gotta get through some of these other charts. I'm moving slow. Can I share this music mix? I actually can't share this music mix because here's why. The reason I can't is because it's just like a mix on YouTube. Here's the link to the one it's currently playing, but it's like one of those YouTube mixes. Like, it's just a bunch of random things it compiled for me. Most of these songs have been by Dubstep UNK. Appreciate you. Yeah, look at ScanDisk for sure. Hype is a good buy here. I don't know about that. Okay. Refresh the chat like an XMR for a minute. How you doing, Foxy? Privacy coins, dude. I know privacy coins again. I don't know, dude. I mean, on top of this, you know, it's ZEC we just looked at for way too long. Dude, the ZEC BTC pair is wild. We're about to check out Monero, which I haven't really watched in a little bit. Then Dash is running again. Dash ran with ZEC last time. Dash still much more down though than ZEC, but like you zoom out and this is not the worst looking chart either. Lower highs, lower lows, downtrend, but like looks like a descending wedge just like ZEC, and it looks like now you're breaking out. Like this is a daily time frame. You broke out, you held your low, you hit a higher high, like next stop 100. I don't know what's going on. I mean, we always knew that privacy coins would eventually have their day, but like, is that right now? Why is it right now? I wonder. Monero. Okay. Monero made me very sad back in February. You guys saw me long it live at 350. You saw me take profit at what, 7 something? 750, like literally the top live magic. I didn't do anything since then. Should I have rebought lower? Yes. I haven't done anything since then though. Currently trading at 420. Actually looking good here. Obviously, combined with the strength we're seeing with ZEC, other privacy things, ain't bad. This is not bad. When you zoom out, this is, I guess, to be expected. Zooming out, you see that Monero really just held this trend, right? Got a little excited. It cooled down. It looked bad, but it never stopped doing what it's been doing since. I mean, you can go back to April of 24. Only up to the right, very slowly. You zoom out and it's just one of the craziest charts. It's one of the absolute craziest charts. I think, like I've said before, I think Monero has more highs to come. with this move though, looking maybe sooner than expected. Money flow trending up, momentum rolling over, VWAP up, RSI, I love RSI on the week. Oh. On the month, he painted some bull div on that low. Back in Feb. Lower low on RSI, higher low on price. Wow. This is nuts. You zoom down. I want to go to more music festivals this summer. That concert the other weekend got me fiending for it again. Got the same div. 𝐂𝐴𝐵𝐾 Cloud is making this real busy. Same div on your low on the week as you do on the month. Wow, Monero closed at the 20 week. Spent a week messing with it. Opened above, and now we're seeing it move. Yep. I guess send it higher. Back above its 200-day moving average. Oh my goodness. Bitcoin's 200-day moving average is just like, it's just untested. It's like Bitcoin's afraid of it. I wonder what actually the longest period of time Bitcoin has gone without testing the 200-day moving average. I wonder if that time period is right now. Why do I not have that on this chart? Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Speak of the devil, there we go. It's right there, 83. I was talking about the confluence at around the 84,000 mark. There it is, 200-day moving average. We haven't tested that at all. November of 25 is the last time we even crossed it. We're still not there. 190-ish days later. Oh, wow. The last bear market, we definitely spent more time underneath it, though. 291 days. But we tested it really quickly. Anyway, getting distracted. Monero. Right at the 200, or above the 200 day. Bitcoin, do that. Why is the 200 day there now, Bitcoin? Goddamn. That's not what I wanted. Where are we at here? 420. Shit. Damn, dude. You got resistance here at 420. Maybe you're looking to come back to the 200 day as support. You haven't tested as support. 390 could be an entry. Damn, dude. If it breaks if it can break through even just kind of this range, you can see like 600 pretty quick. I would assume, honestly, if it doesn't like reject here, I would assume that you're looking to break that previous high. You know, 𝐶 is back up here. I would assume it. You painted another higher low. Each time you painted a higher low since 2024, you have broken that high. This is a macro crazy bullish chart. That's why I was yelling about it being the most bullish chart in crypto back here. It remains one of the most bullish charts in crypto. The Bitcoin pair is not as yummy to me. At least not as yummy compared to 𝐶 right now. Let's take a look at this quick too. For retracement of some kind. Could be worse. You've tested support here at 0.05 way more times than I'm comfortable. That's not strength. I don't like that. The only, positive is it didn't break down, sure. On another test of 0.05 against Bitcoin, I would be looking for further downside of Monero versus Bitcoin. However, you could see this run away. The USD pair looks good. If you see this run away, you're back to testing that high. And you could have a really crazy macro reversal. Like, I'm going to be watching Monero. I'm going back to watching you. Let's set some really tight stops. Or not stops. Some really tight alerts. Looking for the local range breakout, 0051. Obviously, last year's high, 0.08 or something like that. Throw one down here at the low, too. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I like this one. Damn Monero. We're going to come back to Monero then. Micron. We're gonna do some TradFi. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring the chat. Let me come back here. Really quick. Everyone here right now that can hear my voice in the present or future, hit the like button. Just click it right now. It's free. It takes you 1 second. Didn't cost you nothing. Do it. Do it right now. I'm giving you 2 seconds. Thank you. I appreciate you. If you're not subscribed, hit subscribe. It's also free. We're live here daily on YouTube. Markets are starting to get more interesting in the crypto space, so I'm potentially looking at streaming even more often. We might switch to a daily, like everyday, daily stream. Workday, weekday. Coming up here, maybe starting next week, we'll see. I think next week we're going to do Tuesday. We'll do 4 days, and maybe the week after that we'll do 5. I might be doing a little earlier too, but subscribe. We've been doing this 7 years live on YouTube, showing receipts. Not scamming, not grifting. One of the few in the space that can claim that. This is the place you want to be. Things are heating up. And help support the channel. Jump to the Discord, discord.gg/TomCrown. Sign up with any of our affiliate links, especially the exchange sponsors in the video description below, pinned to the top of the chat. BYD, Fi, and Femex. They're great exchanges, no KYC. You can trade almost anything on them at this point. Thank you. And that's it. That's it. You should all buy Pokemon cards. Yep, I'm covering Nimoy stocks to help pump them for him, because Micron and SanDisk can pump from us. Rejected. What rejected? 420 trading. Farts are before. Take on Sui. Sui was doing pretty bad. Any interest in metal? Do you mean commodities, or do you mean like metal? Like, we need 420 likes. Remember we used to get 420 likes every stream? Now the last 2 months, it's like we're lucky if we get 420 viewers concurrent. Rip. SanDisk and Micron. Let's start with SanDisk. Just shout out to Nimoy, my guy, dude. And honestly, well, shout out to Nimoy, but shout out to a lot of you. I know you guys. Some of you took this trade. You nailed it. You creamed it. I'm proud of you. You're looking for a re-entry after the breakout at like 725. That has not come. May come in the future still. Unfilled. Technically, this did fill. We weren't live on the Tuesday. Technically, that filled at 1,000 at the end of April. That would have taken profit already. This chart's insane. It's just in price discovery. It continues to pump. What is there to do? What is there to say? Well, as all things, we want to look for targets. Targets to slowly take profit. Remember, this is to everybody, not just you, Nimoy. Remember, I love you guys. Everything that goes up, the faster it goes up, the closer it is to coming back down. All things correct. Nothing just moves up eventually or forever. And so the best way to approach runners like this, in my experience, is to never have that all in, all out mentality of like, yeah, I'm just gonna like sell my whole position, I'll buy back lower. That could work, but typically it doesn't. The only time I really think that's a good strategy is if you have a target of like, I need to buy a house, I need this much. So if it goes here, I can just sell it, I buy a house, right? You have a goal. That's a great way to do it. In any other scenario, our monkey brains get carried away with the rally and we get bigger and bigger eyes. Our greed grows as we see it expand. And the most successful approach that I've ever seen, maybe the only successful approach I've ever seen to this, is to just identify numbers and take something off the table. I've done this in the past with almost everything. Typically, I recommend, like at most of anything, I think I've said like 50% of a position, leave half of it. But usually I go even lower than that. It's like you could say even from here, you can make it really easy. Hit 1430. You could say every $100 up, I'm going to sell 1% or something, right? that would mean, yeah, like one, I don't know, 1%. I'm just making this up. But so you set like a limit sell order of 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 2,000, 2,100, 2,200, you know, like 1% of your position all the way up until, you know, when does that end? 100. So it'd be like 11,000 or something before you'd be out. Realistically, as bullish as this is, guys, I don't think it's going to 11,000. I don't. Realistic. I hope it does for you guys. But it's the idea. It's not even those numbers, it's not even those percents. It's just the idea, because if you don't set something up like this in real time, we all naturally think, "Oh, well, I'll just, you know, like I'll catch it. I'm watching it. I watch it every day. Like I'll catch it in the moment." Every time I've tried this and every time I've seen almost anyone else try this, you don't catch it in the moment. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody successfully do that. The only success I've seen in super runaway things like this is the planned ahead approach, where you just pick them out. You can do it arbitrarily, like I just said, 1% every 100. You can use analysis to kind of have fewer, more select targets, like I like to use the extensions. But setting something up, a plan, is just always clutch. So that being said, that wasn't directed just towards you anymore, everybody, because I know other people are riding this. We've had some good entries, like a 600, not as good as yours. So. We're again at an extension. We're at a 3 Fibonacci extension, something that's like rarely ever hit on anything. Only extremely parabolic things with extremely parabolic moves. We don't have any more ability to draw fib extensions. If we go down into really low time frames, we can do it like this. But the smaller the time frame, the smaller the move, the kind of smaller the extension, right? So this would only give us 1,500. We don't really need the fib for that. 1,550. You know, like that's very small. Outside of that, we just don't have any highs to swing lows to pull from. Usually in this case, that is a precursor to a big pullback, a big move that you then again have a high and a low to pull from. You can look for a bigger move. Because we don't, the only other things we can look for is, say, we can go to maybe larger time frames, look at oscillators and say, well, we're going to see bear div. And it just always happens when you have rallies like this. We're going to see a bear div, so we can keep track of that. We've seen our RSI highs come down. It never eclipsed September 25. That was back here at 90. So we have bear div on the day. You always have bear div on the day with crazy rallies. But you have to kind of like watch that, I guess, and gauge when the weakness is coming. They're up and overbought again. This div is unignorable, but certainly, you know, this could do this and still double in price, you know, like with another lower high. But it's like maybe the only other thing we can look at is some divergences on the highs, seeing the rallies get smaller. We're not seeing that. And then usually in that case, I say this is the footsteps of like the blow off top move. It's usually what I say. Because we can put a 4 extension. You know, this is just fishing. We got nothing. We can keep adding extensions till the cows come home. But it's just fishing. It's like we don't have anything to go on. Where's 3618? Is that not here? Weird. That's weird. Why is that the only one that's not here? 3618. There we go. I don't know. 1,700. Like even this 2,000. Crazy. Crazy, dude. At this point, I don't think anybody can really reasonably do much with this chart. Outside of psychological values, we could say 1,500 we hit, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000, right? Other than that, it's just going to be a game of chicken of, you know, who keeps buying it higher and higher. It's a crazy chart, man. I'm jealous. This is just like what I know of Bitcoin and what Bitcoin has not done. Has not done it in years now. If we do see this, which I mean, I have to say this is the probable move. 1,000 is buttes. But I don't know, dude. I would not short it. That is what I would say. Would not short this, but I would lock in some profits on really, really green long positions. That's crazy, dude. Just bonkers. Bonkers. We need more subscriptions. That's right. We need more subscriptions. I'm sure other people did, Nimoy. I'm sure. They just might not be here right now. Big fat bag of turbo. Oh god, we all love heavy bags. Yo, what's up, Casper? Good to see you back, bro. TRX, Philip J. Fry. TRX is one of my favorites. When I was yelling about Monero being the most bullish chart in crypto, I said, you know, and maybe TRX. Or Monero and TRX. Damn, thank you, Philip. Thank you, Fry. Thank you for reminding me of this. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Here we are. It's just like Monero in that sense of you have this really long chart history, and virtually everything else that has an equal history outside of Bitcoin they all look kind of the same. They all have maybe equal highs in 17, 21. A lot of them didn't perform in 25. They all look really similar. And then there's these few exceptions like TRX and Monero just look crazy on these time frames. You know, I couldn't tell you when this will break out. This could take another year, could take another 2 years, could take another 4, like who knows? But I absolutely think this is going to break out to all-time highs and probably do something silly. This is a really slept on thing. This whole rally has happened on virtually zero hyper euphoria. I don't even know if I remember anyone really talking about Tron other than like, I use it for stablecoins, like what I do, since like 2018. It's wild. And you zoom in, these are weeks. Each candle is a week here. You blew up to 45 cents, which was depending on the exchange. On Binance it was all-time high, but I don't think it was actually all-time high. I think it traded a little higher somewhere else before Binance listed it, right? Maybe not. Nope. Actually, the index not on Binance looks even more bullish. Like the index shows the all-time high was 28 cents. So all this price action right now, we broke all-time high at the end of 24. You retraced basically back to that previous high, and all of this price action is now occurring above that previous all-time high. Is it looking back to retest August? Jesus. Jeez. Beast. That's right. I think it's saying base, but I'm going to say beast. Ooh, in an hour and 30 minutes, I'll have fiber optic internet. I'm getting 5 gigs. 5 down, 5 up. Ho. With like zero MS. 74 cents just from right here. Easy. $1 easy. Those are great targets. But then you go back and the potential moon shots, dude, are bonkers. Are bonkers. They're unreal. Unfucking real, dude. Like, look at the 1618 of that whole move. 312, the measure, dude, the 2, the moon target, the moon math, dude. 13, I wouldn't hold my breath for that. But like, you can see this, there's potential there. I'm not gonna call 13, although maybe I will if it starts breaking out so we can get some clips of it. But like, I don't know, if $1, $2, $3, like I feel like that's super duper reasonable for almost a decade underneath the same resistance. It's crazy. Think of all the trades I can make with 5 gigs. I know. Really, I'm getting 5 gigs because I have hardware that'll throttle at like 2.5, but the only other plan is 2, and so I don't want to be leaving none of that on the table. And maybe over time I'll like upgrade hardware to have like up to 5. That's something you don't know. Some people don't realize. When you upgrade to like fiber and you get crazy speeds, none of the things that you own, oh, those numbers weren't right somehow. None of the things you own, like your computer, your router, your Wi-Fi, none of those things are set up for those speeds. They'll all bottleneck at like 1 gig. So you're just wasting it. You gotta upgrade everything. It's wild. Let's check back in on corn here. I absolutely fucking hate that the 200 moving average is right here. This is the opposite of what I wanted. However, retaking the 200 day moving average, I mean, that has historically led to like 100% rallies, multiple 100% rallies. So maybe this is what we need. We just gotta rip the band-aid off, break it, hold it, send it into a bull market. It's possible. It's possible. All right, 1 week, 1 day. Dude, we're so close. No rejection yet. Dude. It's like 83.3. We're so close. Oh my god. Stressful. Stressful, dude. Rejected. What rejected? I wouldn't call that rejection yet. Not yet. If this little 5-minute flag breaks down, I'll say it's like more rejected. Right now, this just looks like more of this same price action. It looks more of the same trend. Bears are getting riggedy wrecked. What's up, South Jersey? Andy, my guy. The max speed of your internet connection will not help your streaming quality. Well, 𝐂𝐴ZRA. God, you guys keep getting me on stuff I want to talk about. Well, actually, so technically the max speed, I could stream in higher resolution, and so that would, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do that on my current connection. But it isn't the max speed that I necessarily want. I don't think it's a bad thing, but really what I want with fiber is my Comcast cable connection is just hella unstable. It's just not stable. It just has never been stable. You know, it's probably stable 90% of the time, 99% of the time, but that 1% is very commonly when we're streaming because it's work day, work hours, usage around me, you know, on the network has interrupted our connection a lot. We've just had bad connections, weak intermittent connections, and I am very optimistic that this fiber connection will be very stable. All the lines are brand new. They just like installed it. Everything is brand new. So I'm hoping I don't have any of that intermittent connectivity issues. And then on top of that, the other element is the fiber, the latency for fiber will help the streaming. I'm hoping to have like 1 to 5 ms. Currently I have like 40 to 50 up and down. I'm hoping to have like 1 ms. That will absolutely help the stream stay stable, stay connected, show YouTube that the stream is, you know, a quality connection. It'll have positive impacts. The big thing is the intermittent connectivity problems. I've had their techs come out a dozen times, and every time, you know, they did change a few things the first few times, and then it always comes to, well, we ran our tests don't show anything, and then you're not having the problem right now, so we can't do anything, right? And then just on top of all that, F you Comcast, I'm out, baby. Mic dropped. You're slow as your weakest part. How you doing, Peach? What's up, Crunk? What's here? Mohammed, what's up, man? Damn. It is crazy to see the just like the activity, the engagement, the analytics of crypto live streams over the last, I mean, really over since 2021, but like over the last, man, year, it's just like across the board. I've always had Comcast, Ross. Throughout my entire streaming here, I've only had Comcast. I've had it at different locations. The same city, but different locations. Can I check out SMR? Sure, Johnny. Yeah, 1 ms is probably unlikely, but I think they advertise 5 or something. But it will be without a doubt better. Without a doubt, much better than my current 45.50. No doubt. What is this? SMR? ASMR? Yeah, exactly. Ross, a lot of you have been watching long enough that you remember me bitching about this fucking ISP for all these years. Because I've had issues. Every year I've had issues. Yeah, a big selling point is just that it's all brand new. Like the whole connection, the whole setup is brand new. All the lines everywhere, are gonna be brand new. The lines here for cable probably 80 years old. I don't know, it's an exaggeration, but probably old as hell. Probably turn into dirt. And I'll be able to download the prawn at lightning speeds. Is Pump really a shift simp or is he just engagement farming? Dude, I have forever said this, guys. I don't know if I would say this to his face, but like forever I've said this. Pump is just like an opportunistic dude. He's not really like a Bitcoin guy. Like he's become more of a Bitcoin guy. Like, I don't know. But like I don't think he ever like really believed in Bitcoin like I do. He just goes after whatever. So I don't know, is he shilling Schiff or being anti-Bitcoin? Probably. Whatever, dude. The guy, like, I don't think the guy actually believes in anything other than profit. I bought one of his beds back in 2021. One of the sleep, whatever bed, worst bed ever. Piece of shit. It's just so uncomfortable, dude. I'm like, don't even know if the technology was great because it was so uncomfortable. You don't need more than 50 up and down for a clean stream. That's true if you're doing 1080 at 30. If you want to do like 4K or 8K, definitely need more. Well, arguable. 8K, yes. 4K, yes. 114p. I forget what bit rate at 60. 25? I don't know. The problem though is like those connections just the upper limit or whatever of what you get just like doesn't deliver. I can't explain it. Because I went from this connection that I had, which was like 50 up or something, and I have 300 up, and it has been significantly better, even though I don't technically need that up. God, I want my fiber. Get it today. Update their firmware? I don't know. It's my sweat beads. Well, the camera's only 1080. Well, no. It's a DSLR. I don't know what the resolution on that is. You need to flip the mattress over, and then it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like a whole topper thing. It's a really cool idea, the Sleep 8 bed mattress. Really cool idea. Its execution sucks. And I also need fiber for gaming. Come on. Just sounds highly costly? No. Well, one, it's like just a total business write-off. This business. Two, it actually isn't that bad. I currently pay, because of my weird setup with Comcast, currently pay over 100 and something for it. For 5 years with this fiber, maybe because it's new. 5 years, I get 5 up, 5 down at 100 a month. It's not bad at all. Wood floor is the best. Actually, Velez, I have been a big fan of sleeping on, like, I have a tatami mattress on a wood floor. I actually am a big fan of it. At first, I thought that's crazy. And no, I actually sleep on it many nights, especially like when my hips are back hurt. Best business show I get hit by a train. Dude, Pump is just a LARP. Let's be real. Arc Raiders. Yeah, I mean, Arc Raiders. I haven't been playing that really as much. I mean, I have a little bit, but the game just lacks any end game, and so I did the expedition all the times they've done it. I just don't really have any drive to play it. Yeah, like Overwatch, whatever it is I'm playing day to day. I haven't been playing much video games though. I'm trying to stay away from video games as it gets warm. So what is this? New scale power. Nice little weekly cup there. $22. I like it. I think you look for a long with a stop below 1070. Oh god, this itchy, scratchy dubstep, man. I gotta go to more. I gotta figure out what music festivals I want to go to this summer. Something like that. Ooh, sleep upside down. Okay. You're not simping for my OnlyFans account for Hoofty? Why not? Why not? I'm about to start one, dude, with like my career trajectory. Well, crypto content trajectory lately, man. I don't know. Maybe I should. Maybe I need it in OnlyFans. Man's gotta eat, baby. How's that looking at? I'm getting distracted here. Nvidia short, man. It was stopped out by a few bucks. Fell back down. Lower low here. Rallied. That's. I'm starting to get this vibe from Nvidia. Higher high, lower low. Or I guess that was equal lows technically. This is weird. This looks like a retracement for a lower high. Ganjas and getting high. $90 a month for 2 up down. Yeah, I think the retail price once those 5 years of fiber end is like 180 for the 5, so it's not bad. Fiber in your diet? Hell yeah, chia seeds, bro. Man, this is hard to look at. It was so spicy this morning. I think I really do need to start going live like closer to market open, because like so many days. Oh, I didn't even see that. So many days. Look at that. Technically that paid too. But so many days I wake up and I'm like, bro, this is like market's going crazy, and then by the time I stream, it's like the move like is over, or at least the move has like, you know, intraday reversed and begun retracing, and like the hype is gone. Let's see what do we got. Wow, I think this could still be the play back at 82. What do we got? 293, baby. All right. 293. 293. Anybody? Takers? Bado. Dude, some of these things are going nuts. I guess I just have to assume that, you know, Bitcoin, crypto, it's all gonna join the rally eventually. I don't even know what to say about this. This is another one kind of out of the normal extensions we look at. Up at 107. You know the play I would make. 82.50. 82? No, sorry, 84. 84 entry. I think you can get much more here though from there if you get a fill. I guess we'll see how high it goes before it comes down to there. We can look for a retracement for a target. But let's just like 150, damn. That's a gap as hell. I think that'll get filled. Actually, you know, I kind of like this trade. I might even take it. Set an alert. Hell yeah. Bones. What's up, bros? Nobody's talking. Everybody's quiet. Just be the short well, so like, yeah, yes and no. Like, what I've been seeing a lot is like, what time was this today? 7. So that was way before market. What I've kind of been seeing though is like, let's say this is like 11, right? Like 11 o'clock. No, that's not even a good example. So I'll just draw it. So it's like we'll see like a rally till like 11-ish. Till like even until like the 11 o'clock candle closes, it'll have retraced a little bit. And then in like the 12 to 1, it just like, it doesn't even go down. It just like gets boring. And then it'll resume at some other time, maybe like closer to market close or the next day. And it's like not even, it doesn't even seem to like present really great opportunities. It just like seems to be the less tradable portion. Don't know. Gold having a little move. If gold passes 4,900, could get back into play. Could be back to that 5,000 marker. Circle looks like it wants to break out. CME gap's almost filled. That's frightening. Bones. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to be the active day. What's up, Con? How you doing, man? TTE stock. Chia pet. Chia. I'm growing a chia pet in my tummy via eating chia seeds every day. An army. Yeah, I mean, also, it's just like it's lunchtime. It's like, you know, I feel like there's many reasons. I think that there's just more viewership somehow in the morning too. Maybe I'm reading into it. Maybe it's just overall everything's. Markets, people just somehow aren't as interested in markets despite TradFi being at like all-time highs. MicroStrategy, I don't know. Still holding those gains after the worst quarter. Here we go, another example of why trad markets are just scams or gibberish, dude. MicroStrategy, the worst earnings ever for a quarter. Meh. Meh. Doesn't matter. Nobody cares. Tell you what, it's nice to be over this trend line. Feels good. Where's that all-time high view up? I had it on the other chart. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. This is the kind of music I like. Sounds. Yeah, right there. Right there with the 200-day moving average. Like this is it. The big move. So even if it's not as so interesting at this exact moment in time, like the big move is coming. The big move is coming. I hope it is bullish, but the big move for Bitcoin is happening this month. Like everything is right here. Everything is right here in this like 84,000 area. Everything. It's like the perfect place to reject and just leg down again. Like it's the perfect place that if you can somehow retake it, you're maybe back aiming at like all-time highs. Like this is the pivot. This is the pivot. I think everything shows that. And we're even our trading today to like 82.8 is like close enough that like we are hitting it. That could already like have hit it, though we didn't really get a reaction, so maybe not. But like it's coming. I don't think it's like, well, we'll have another like 2 months. Nope. It's like it's coming now. Good or bad. Welcome back, sunglasses. I just feel like wearing them. You rock. Listen to me in the background. Thank you, Seabass. Appreciate you. Is that the 50? No, this is the 200-day. This is a 200-day moving average. That's why, like, 200-day. Right here. Like, we're close enough that we're already touching it. The fact that we didn't nuke, but we didn't actually hit the 200-day yet, though. Like, we got very, very, very close. Margin of error close. We haven't, like, technically. So we still could nuke. But I will also agree that the price action near the 200 is favorable. It's not bad. Can we pull a fib from the top of Bitcoin to the low? Start of the bull market. Low start, do you mean? Fucking hangnails, dude. I don't know if it's like super dry out, but I keep getting hangnails like on every finger. Just this? The low start. 382. It's 83. Ah, you're probably on normal. I'm on 837. Yeah, close enough. Close enough. Close enough.
They once knew. You don't exist. Just one person.
One big drop in front ran.
The way others do.
Oh, that's the other one. And on the big drop, it front ran the 618. The big drop, front run, the 618. Not exactly sure what you mean by that.
To yourself, you are just you.
Maybe this drop?
But in reality, you're 1,000
Wow.
stories,
How did I never catch this?
none of which you will ever get to read.
The swing high into the leg down. I'm sure I did catch it at some point, but the swing high to the leg down is right there at November's low. It's right here. So we're above the 618 here. I know this is what you're looking at. Great if we streamed earnings calls for Mag 7. What time of day? When is that? When is that typically, Luke? From the low a few years ago. Okay. Oh, okay. So I think really what you mean is this, right? And then on non-log on regular. This is what you mean. Right here. Yep, right here. Another thing at 84. Wonderful. After market close? Alright, I could do that. I'm good at later in the day. We could do that. We could do that. RJB, why is ETH having a drop? That's a good question. That's a great question. Because Bitcoin isn't. What's wrong, Ethereum? What's wrong, buddy? I think this answer can probably begin with Ethereum is likely dropping despite Bitcoin strength because Bitcoin dominance is rising and has been. Bitcoin dominance as the ticker is at 61.1, coming off of its like 6th week of green. Still pretty technically range bound here. But Bitcoin dominance, when you subtract even just Tether, made a meaningful breakout. Back to January's high. Actually, Bitcoin dominance is trading at the highest point of the year right now, today. Is it not? Yep. Nice hammer candle there. I mean, this is alone enough to just say, why are all, why is Ethereum, specifically Ethereum XRP, the biggest coins, why are they down? Highest point of the year for dominance. That is almost by necessity reflected on the FBTC chart. FBTC now on 4 weeks of red. Unsurprising, as Bitcoin dominance on 6 weeks of green. FBTC reapproaching its lows from February. Looking kind of crappy. I originally thought we'd hit 0.5 and then move to 2.5. But maybe this is where this move is going. I think after that, maybe you can see that move then. A higher low, literally anything. Ethereum versus FBTC, literally doing anything above 0.18 is okay. So have a higher low. You can still look to make another move up. Won't lie, this looks kind of crappy. It looks like it wants to move down. It looks like another classic rejection. It doesn't really line up with anything. This doesn't have to, but I think this is likely in FBTC's future. It's not a huge drop, mind you. It's not a crazy drop. 11%, 10%. I feel like if that does happen though, it will be on a Bitcoin USD rally. This doesn't look like ETHUSD doesn't look bad. Doesn't look bad. It looks kind of white coffee accumulation, little SOS over resistance. Ooh. This is worth a long for me. This is worth a long. Can you open like what do I got? FEMX here. FEMX. Do I have the dollars here for this? I'm gonna take this trade. I kind of like this, even though I literally just said FBTC looks bearish. I kind of like this. You got a cross down yesterday above the clouds on the day for ETH. Now you're getting a cross up, even though you have a red candle. Something about that. Something about that. What do I have? I have like 3 grand here. I think I have to stay on 10x. Trading on this is on FEMX. I think I have to stay on 10x because I have something short. Oh no, short 10x. Where does 10% down move? To 230 down. 350. I'm gonna take this because I don't know, I just feel like it. Something I like that daily. Where would my stop be though? A lot of these other time frames look not so good. Cross up above the clouds again though. I want to open like a $200 40x long or something, but I won't. It only worked that one time. This time, baby. Wait, when did that happen? I don't know. Ah, looks like it wants to break down. Oh, it all looks like it wants to break down. Oh, this pretty rave girl. I just really like that. I really like this signal. The red day on the candle. I really like it. I don't know if I can resist it. I have no self-control. I just have been trading so little lately that I feel like anytime I like honestly want to open a trade, I probably just should. Where's the day? 2,320. Okay, it's only $20 down. Let's just carpe the DMs here. It's on 10x. What do I want to lose on this trade? Let's do this just so I have some clean numbers here. There it is. Where's that lick? 2,100. 2,124. Okay. Is this a good trade? We'll let the historians argue that out. I'll let future Tom be the judge of that. Been live for an hour and 40. Bear trap on Bitcoin. Bear trap. So bear trap is typically in an uptrend. And a bear trap would be like this. This would be a bear trap. We could be looking at a bull trap with this rally. Unless you're talking like really low time frame. Like that. I think most people are expecting this to be a bull trap. XRP, BTC doing any better? Not really. I don't think. AMC ever do anything? I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. I don't know though. I'm not the guy to ask. I never was in any of that. Never was part of that. Alt season, maybe. I mean, we are seeing some alts, especially Zek doing something, Dash doing something, TRX doing something, Monero doing something. We might see a little alt love. Of the zero line, send it. Yeah, David. Yeah, David. All right. Ton's doing something. We'll look at Ton. All right, lounge. Nope, lounge. You're the G, bro. You've been here the whole time. I asked you to remind me later. You did. You earned it. You earned it. Doge BTC. I had to invent this chart to chart it because it's not traded. I say Doge dog. Dodge dog. Took me so long to start saying Doge. I was just saying dog for a long time. Now it's hard for me to say dog. Okay. Screw you, trendline. Let's get rid of you. Dog versus Bitcoin looks obviously pretty bad. It basically retested its all-time low in April. Started doing something, then I kind of lost it. I can't say I like it versus BTC right now. Just $1. Yeah, you're the G lounge. What's up, Janix? Good to see you, bro. I got a little descendy trendy line. Let's get rid of a bunch of this shit because not relevant anymore. You have very, this would be my concern without doing much more analysis. My big concern here would be you are going to run into some meaningful resistance here at 0.01. Going to. Big wick in April. Big wick in October. Broken support, but failed rally, dunked, untested. On the flip side, I think that the odds of testing 0.01 are very good. But breaking it is going to be very difficult. Very difficult. Signals and overlays. Boom, 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 boom. It's like techno Viking feeling. Buh, buh, buh. Let's throw on moving averages. Take a peek. Down here. Let's go to the day. I mean, there's going to be bull div, I have a feeling, right? If there's not, this thing's cooked. Yeah, you got bull div. Momentum, rolling over potentially. Head towards 0. Could be would be. I'll take these bitches off for now. Oh, it's the light, the brightness is back. 100-day moving average. That's crazy. They're the same color. 100-day moving average is directly on this descending trend. Today could be a big close for it. It's probably a good day to be watching this chart. You have on low time frames, it's pretty inarguably a bull flag. Lower highs, higher lows. Off the 50, above the 20. Closing up here. I mean, it's like a great start, dude. 0083, like closing up. This is on gate.io, so whatever exchange you're on. Solid. Not out of the flag, but out of the descending trend could be big. It's fighting for it. Maybe looking for 0.01. Don't really feel comfortable commenting after that, but 001. Come on. My OCD kicking in. Yeah. Close enough. I mean, it's right there. It's right there. Ooh, I forgot about this. It's right there. I guess I just don't, what I'm struggling with is I don't know where the trade is. It's like the trade would be you just go long right now and pray, right? Stop probably down here at your low, playing this flag. I don't feel comfortable that the Bitcoin pair is not looking great. 001, huge resistance. Of course, if you do manage to break out, you do manage to get past 001, you do get some big upsides, like 1.6, 60% more, 0.027 up here. Like that's a big descending channel. I'll keep an eye on it for you, dude. On the day, like that's a setup. I think it can really come down to how today closes. That's a setup. Zero line reversal, money flow rolling over, VWAP up. I want to say that like I think I had some of this. I bought some of it. I want to say I like bought it up here, so I'm cooked. Probably not at 1, but like I don't know, 0.005. I'm so cooked. Simping my OnlyFans of what's wrong with this world. Why is that wrong? Simp it. There's much worse people to simp for. Close above the blue, yeah. That's also the 100-day moving average. What's up, Grim? Say Doge like I'm from the valley. Well, I say dog. I say dog, and then people kept correcting me on Doge back in like 21, so I started saying Doge for DOG. Anyway, I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. Sign up with BYDeFi and FEMX. Great exchanges. I'll help you out if you ever have an issue with them. Just ping me in Discord. Join the Discord. It's free. Discord.gg/TomCrown. We're going to be live again. Friday? Say Wednesday? We're going to be live again. Next week, and when it gets spicier, we're going to be streaming more. Keep your eyes peeled, man. If Bitcoin breaks 83K, probably going live again tonight, so keep notifications on. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you've liked the stream in the Discord, and be prepared to tune in. Stay classy. Crown out.